will be on live, so and then people can see it. Oh, so Debs is on now. Hi, Debs. She's on, which is good. They've not quite finished yet.
Right, fair enough.
I do this quite a lot. It's all like bedbill at 9:15, and I think, well, there's no point me going on because they're all on here. So there's no point. You know, all the resellers, they're always on here. So, and when they actually go off, then we get kind of like people coming on here.
I think Kieran at Rummage Around, I think he was doing a live one, but at like 7:30.
Was it?
I think so, yeah. I'm sure I saw a post on Instagram that said something about 7:30.
All right. We've got 7 people on, so that's good.
That's a good start then.
That's a good start then. Yep.
Bargain.
Okay. Hi, Debs. Hi, Jane. I'm very blurry. No, I don't think I am. I thought this camera's usually all right. Maybe it's hers. My picture is very poor, it says. Oh, it doesn't say on mine it isn't poor. It's perfectly all right. That's a bit strange, isn't it?
It's a little bit blurry. It's a bit blurry, but
is it a bit blurry? Is it?
It is
That's a bit strange because I thought it was. I mean, from what I can see, for me, it's perfect. So, don't really understand here.
No.
Sorry, guys, I don't really know what to do. I don't really want to come off again and start messing around too much, unless.
Can hear you fine. It's not. There's no problem with the sound.
Well, it's blurry on here, isn't it? I wonder if it's. Don't know why. Maybe I'll just take it off that one a minute. Right, am I still blurry, am I?
Yeah.
I am. I don't understand why.
It's just blurry. It's not sort of jumping or stopping or anything.
Right, okay.
And the sound's all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I thought I would try the lounge tonight because obviously in the other room that I'm in is always really, really like dark lighting. So I do apologise. My this is actually the new phone, a new camera. So Chris, it must be your phone. Yeah, well, this is a new phone, Deb. So I thought I had it all sorted. It's a Samsung Ultra 22, so you'd think it would be, you know.
You'd think it'd be all right, wouldn't you?
You would, wouldn't you? Yeah. Maybe my signal is poor. Maybe it is. Maybe if I move, I might move around somewhere then. Is it better there?
Yes, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, definitely
Is that better? Is it the signal? It must be the signal. Is that better?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah. And even more now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That perfect? I hope. Right, okay. I don't know if Nick and Anne finished yet. I think they might have done. But they're still waving about, so they haven't finished yet. Is that a bit better? A bit better. Is it better though?
Yeah.
Or a bit better?
It's intermittent. That's clear right this second. It looks a lot clearer.
Okay, right, okay. So the chat are coming up now because obviously Nick and Andrew finished. So hi Chris, right. Hi Rich, hi Daniel. How are you? Oh, Daniel's from Dorset as well.
Oh right, might have seen me around.
You
might have done. I normally sort of stick to Weymouth, sort of Weymouth, Dorchester, Portland. Occasionally go to Poole, but yeah, I sort of mainly stick to my home charity shops and car boots.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for coming on. And thanks for coming on, Chris. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So, guys, this is Chris Hutton. and he's a reseller like ourselves. He agreed to come on and talk about his reselling journey. So if you've got any questions for him, please ask him. And I'll just hand you over to Chris, and he can sort of like, tell himself a bit of his story and how he got into reselling. So over to you, Chris.
Okay. So I started as a full-time reseller 5th of January this year. So I've only been in it just over 3 months. Before that, I was sort of doing a bit of part-time reselling for about a year, which mainly started with selling stuff that I had in the house, the kids' toys and things like that, and old board games and stuff. And it just sort of went on from there. And then I lost my full-time job 31st of December, which is a bit of a shock. So I just thought I'd give it a go full-time. I sort of forced into it a little bit in that respect, but it's something I've always wanted to do. So so far so good. So, yeah. I just saw a comment about Weymouth. I was just trying to.
No, go read it. Fine.
Daniel. He's in Poole. Yeah. I've done a few charity shops in Poole. I find them quite expensive. I won't lie. Yeah, I've been up there for a couple of trips, and like the missus and my daughter go to Primark, and then obviously I go and hit all the charity shops. But I found them quite expensive, really.
All right. And is there are there really good car boots around your area? Anywhere? Yeah,
you got Yeovil. Well, you got Yeovil. That's a bit further out. That's the biggest one. That's on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'll probably go to that. I'll probably go to that sort of once every sort of 6 weeks, something like that. And then I'll go to Dorchester car boot on a Sunday. But I normally end up picking enough there. Do you know what I mean? To not bother going to Yeovil.
Right.
So I don't travel too far out for it. I don't let it sort of take over my life. Do you know what I mean? You could get in the car every day of the week and be like, right, I'm going to go to so and so. I'm going to go so and so. But that eats up your petrol, and obviously I've got other things to do. Family.
Yeah, of course.
So, I see Daniel's just said, they can be a bit pricey in Poole. Yeah. It's just one of those, but just the sort of charity shops. There just doesn't seem to be any value. They all seem to be clued up and obviously price it up. They obviously use eBay as a market, for pricing things up.
And so when you go to your charity sort of like the shops where you are, is there ones that you find that are like a lot more expensive? Like I personally prefer the obscure charity shops, like the ones that are obviously still like proper charity shops that you can go into and find things at a good bargain. Whereas sometimes at the moment, especially like cancer research and places like that, unfortunately they put their price up a bit, don't they? So it's just a hit and miss, really, isn't it?
There's a few. I think every town's got them, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? There's like 2 or 3 that are pricey, and then you've got your smaller ones. There's like one that's run by like one of the local churches, and and they don't care what they price things up as. And to be honest, I end up buying things that I don't need and I don't even want, but because they're so generous, do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll end up buying things from them, and they're just great in there. So they've got a really nice attitude. It is very There's 2 or 3 that are my favourite ones. Definitely, There's something else there about the Dorchester ones. Still at the in the market. The old market was 6:30. It sort of kicks off. You sort of get there for 6:30. And it's good because they're not strict either. So you can literally go in as the sellers are going in. There's no sort of where you've got to wait outside or anything like that. So it's quite.
And is that indoor or outdoor?
That's outdoor.
Outdoor.
The other good thing is it's pretty much almost all year round because it's in a car park.
Yeah.
And there's like an outdoor massive covered area. So really, I mean, I've been up there before and sort of like December, something stupid like December the 10th, and it was freezing cold, but there was still like 15 stalls. So I'm pretty sure it's almost like all year round. I think it takes actually like a hurricane for it to not be on.
Right. Okay. Also, PVP said the charity shops here in my part of Canada are hit and miss. Found a few decent DVDs on Friday after work at the biggest one in the area. They don't often have much lately, and prices are increased.
Yeah, I think it's the same everywhere. Do you know what I mean? I think it depends on the area. Do you know what I mean? Like Dorchester's there's quite a bit of money in Dorchester, so their charity shops are I find them expensive.
Hi, Martin.
So I think where I am, I'm quite lucky really, because it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I do all right. To be fair. Yeah.
So, and you're obviously saying to me as well, when I was speaking to you when we were talking before about when you obviously started your reselling. Unfortunately, you lost your job, didn't you? It was a terrible sort of like how you lost it. But if you want to tell people about, I think that's quite poignant, really. About this.
Yeah, well, I work. Well, basically, I was like a support worker, care worker, for 15 years. So I started off in like care homes, for like the elderly and everything, like dementia. Then I moved on to like learning disabilities. So for like the last sort of 8 years, I was working with adults with learning disabilities, mental health issues, that sort of thing. And then where I worked, it was like a day centre, so it's a bit like a school, like school hours almost, for like adults with learning disabilities. And then my company decided that they were going ahead with the vaccine mandate for all staff. And my personal choice was I didn't want the vaccine, and my family didn't want it. My wife didn't want me to have it, so I had to stick to my guns. And unfortunately, they decided to terminate my contract on New Year's Eve. I still had to work New Year's Eve, believe it or not. Do you know what I mean? My last shift was going out to support somebody.
Yeah.
And I fulfilled it. I didn't. And I didn't have a day. And that's the jokey thing was I didn't have a day off sick throughout the whole of the COVID situation. And I was like the only member of staff there that did carry on throughout all of it. So
right.
Yeah, so it's a bit, you couldn't make it up really, to be honest. But I had to stick to my guns. I didn't want it. So that was that really. So
yeah, well,
life goes on.
Yeah, life does go on, but it just seems a little bit harsh. For people to kind of just, I don't know. I think they have to consider everything in life. At the end of the day, we're all human. We've all got human rights, and we don't have to have the vaccine if we don't want it. And as you've seen this week, we've got 1 million people have got COVID.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And obviously all the everything's been taken away now, near enough. I think it finishes at the end of this month. Everything.
Yeah. That's it. It don't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and then they're going to change the rules at the end of the month, and in theory, I could apply. I can get a job working in care again. Do you know what I mean? It just makes no. So for the sake of 3 months, so for 3 months, I was a threat to people's lives. Apparently, now I'm not. So it's like,
I know. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So
we'll see what happens.
Okay. Do you actually enjoy a certain thing you pick up? Like, do you like clothing, or do you like toys, or do you pick anything up, or?
There's nothing. No, I haven't really got a particular thing that I like. I've been into football all my life. Like, from literally the day I was born, I think I was probably being taken to a football match. So I've always been quite into like football memorabilia, football shirts, programs, anything like that. So I do know a little bit about that, and like the terrace fashions as well. So yeah, so they're probably my favourite types of item to pick up. Do you know what I mean? If I could see like some vintage Lacoste or Kappa or something like that, like stuff from the like they used to wear on the terraces in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah,
I like all that. Do you know what I mean? If I could see stuff like that every day of the week, I'd snap it up. I'd be laughing. And there's good money in old football shirts, so I know what football shirts to look out for.
Yeah, football shirts. Yeah.
So I've had some really good results in football shirts.
Right.
Even in like recent times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if I was going to pick one particular thing, it would be like that. Yeah, it would be sort of like football memorabilia, football clothing. I suppose it's stuff that I was into. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was going to football for like I say, I stopped going when I moved. Well, I stopped going when I moved down to Weymouth, which is like nearly 20 years ago, I suppose. But before then, I was, blowing money left, right, and centre, going all over the country. So, yeah. So I suppose because it's part of my life, it's something I'm still quite interested in.
Yeah, because also I collect action figures.
Yeah.
And things like that, and obviously, but I do more like bundles and everything, which everyone knows on here anyway. But and I tend to pick up lots of bundles of toys and things, and then I kind of like bundle it. So I will pick up something that's quite a lot of money, but like 100 or 150 figures, and then I'll kind of like decide which figures are worth just like selling one at a time, and then ones that are maybe worth selling like 5 at a time or whatever. So and that's what I do, and I make my money back all the time, but obviously after that, whatever's that is profit. So that's kind of how I do things. Hi, Santa. Santa Claus is on. He's from America. Yeah. He's a real Santa. Hi, Pat. That's Richard's mum. So yeah, so we have a really good community here as well in the reselling community. I have to tell you, Chris. It's been really good. There's a really good thing actually that's always on a Saturday. It's called Saturday Night Live, and it's on Richard Knight's channel. He's really good.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. So they do it, and there's like another guy called JR Reselling as well, and they do it between them. And it is really good. Yeah. So maybe want to give it a watch at some time. And then you obviously meet all the other resellers as well, because we are a really good bunch in here. So I just wonder if anyone's got any questions for Chris at all. Anybody want to ask anything?
Yeah, fire away.
Fire away. Let's have some questions.
Don't hold back. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Anybody got any questions for Chris? Not at the moment. So
I should hope so.
So what else can I ask you? So when you actually like pick something up, when you look at it, obviously when you look at the comps, I would take it on, because you do, like I take out my phone, look at my comps, and then obviously to check whether it's worth picking up or not. Or do you sometimes think, do you know what? I've got like a really good instinct about this. It's going to be okay, so I won't bother looking at. I always find like it's always quite.
I've just seen a question come up. I knew that was coming up at the bottom there.
Oh,
from Double
what female research do you watch?
I watch loads. Put it that way. I knew that was coming tonight. I'd have been disappointed if it hadn't got mentioned, to be fair. But I think I made up for it on my latest video, because I did pay tribute to all the female resellers out there. Not that I had any grovelling to do, because I've done nothing wrong. But yeah. I think I made it. I think I've missed this one, because I haven't seen your last one yet, so I don't. Yeah, No, I did there's a quick question there. The Sand Art Man, is he still at Weymouth Beach? Yes, he is. Yeah, I think it's his son that does it now.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I did a video like tips, my top tips and all that sort of thing. And I named probably about 7 or 8 influential resellers. So basically, the people that I started watching. So before I was interested in any of this, I just suddenly stumbled across. I think it was George Ross. I think I stumbled across his channel. It just popped up for no reason at all.
George Ross, yeah.
And I watched it, and I was hooked. And then from there, I watched a few of the others. So in my video, my top tip was to watch resellers, to learn from them, and be influenced. But it just so happened they were all blokes.
Right.
So, but I wasn't going to lie, because that was the truth. They were the people.
Yeah.
They were the people who genuinely were the ones I was watching.
Right.
That said, global thrifters, they're male, female. Chatty Pete's male, female.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So in my defence, there is 2 females in there. But yeah, so that was part of the joke. So yeah, it raised a few eyebrows and a few comments, but.
Oh well. Well, I know you've watched mine. I know you've watched my videos, so
yeah. That's what I mean. Since then, because the thing is, I could have lied. I could have done the video and been like naming 100 people and done loads of name dropping and made out all this other rubbish. But I'm not. There was no point lying about it. I was going to name the people that that genuinely influenced me and helped me get into this. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing this.
I completely agree with you. I mean, that is how a lot of people get into it. I mean, obviously, I suppose one of my biggest ones that I used to watch right at the beginning, and this quite a few years ago now, is Nick and Andrea Hills. Nick and Andrea Hills were really the first ones. And then I discovered George Ross with Nick and Andrea, because he did some sort of charity thing that they did, and George was on it. And that's the first time I'd ever seen him. And then I watched him afterwards. So that's how I got into it as well. Yeah, just watching sort of like people like that. And then last year, I just happened to go on to Night's Life, and he came up on just for me watching another YouTube channel. It just came up on, and I've never seen. And then I was like, went on. I thought, oh, this guy's really nice, because like he's really positive as well about things. And I was watching his videos, and then I was actually working to work at the recycling centre, and he just walked in, and I thought, I know that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually know him. Like, I'm sure that's Night's Life. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go over to him and ask him. So I went over to him and asked him. And I said, do you do a YouTube channel? Are you Night's Life? That type of thing. And he went, yeah. So he lives in the same place as me. Which I didn't realise until obviously, I talked to him and everything. But such a nice guy. And he's really helped me. And he's actually helped me come on here as it is for doing a YouTube channel, because if it hadn't been for Rich, I mean, he was absolutely fantastic. He helped me set everything up. He was brilliant. So so massive shout out to him, and everybody else as well. They're all so supportive here. I can't even tell you how supportive people are.
It is quite amazing. It is a real like I say. I mean, I've only been doing it since January the 5th. And it's just amazing, like, there's no, it's weird. There's no rivalry. Everyone's, I mean, like Ricky Resells, it's weird. Do you know what I mean? He's one of the people I watched before I started all this.
Yeah.
And now, we message each other, and it's like bizarre, because it's like, it's just weird. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I was almost in awe of him at the beginning, because it's. And he's given me so, he messaged me the other night when I put something on Instagram about a watch that I've got, and the information he's given me, I basically nearly sold like a 1925 George Stockwell watch. I nearly sold it for a £5. And luckily, I put the post on Instagram, and he messaged me straight away and said, that's 1900s, it's Art Deco. So I quickly took the listing off. And I'm gonna look into it even more and get it valued, but I could be looking at about 200 quid for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
If it wasn't for him, that's what's amazing.
That's right. I mean, I had Debs, who's actually in the chat. I mean, she knows a lot about jewelry, and I think my last video, I just put it up this today actually, was a jewelry haul, and I was going through it, and I know a bit about jewelry. I love Art Deco jewelry. Art Deco is my favorite jewelry ever. Anyway, absolutely love it. And there was a bracelet, I think it's called Monet. And I'd never heard of it, but Debs had just told me about it. She really, it's a really good mate. She'd actually messaged me and said, so otherwise, because I would have probably just got them for, £5 or something, you know what I mean? But obviously, I'm going to have to look into Monet now, But I think that's the thing about doing your research as well, doing research on things, because then you kind of like, you find out, don't you, more sort of.
Yeah. I've learned so much just in like the 3 months I've been on Instagram. Literally learned so much because joking aside, you have got female resellers who are putting on the sales of curtains and bedding and things like that. I wouldn't even think about it.
And dolls.
I mean, to be honest, I can't get my head around curtains because I pick up a set of curtains in the shop and they just all look the same to me. And I try and find the brand. And I can't find a label anywhere.
No.
But so I probably picked things up and put like 100 quid's worth of curtains down because I just don't know enough about it. But again, like I say, you're learning all the time. And
just a question. Sorry, Chris, there's just a question coming.
Right.
Question for anyone: do you have a car boot wish list? What would be sold? What would be sold on? I think what would be sold list. I think it says, or what be on said list. I don't know what.
Is that one?
Double karma. Question for anyone.
Question for anyone. Do you have a car boot wish list, and what would be on the said list?
Said list.
I'll be totally frank with you, and just anything that's going to make me money. I'll be, I'm not. I never go there thinking, oh, I hope I can pick this up. If I can flip it for a profit, I'll buy anything. To be honest with you, obviously, you sort of, I don't know, like your Le Crusoes or something. So you're thinking, oh, I'd love to just spot a Le Crusoe on a stall for like £1 or something, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't ever go there thinking, desperately with a list of things I want to get. It's just anything I'm going to make money on. That's as straight as I can be with it. I quite, electrical things. I like a video player. I mean, if you're going to say video players would always be on my list because they're a good seller. Cameras, if you can get, a reasonable price and they're working, obviously. Yeah. Video cameras as well. They're quite a good one. So yeah, there's not really anything necessary. Just whatever I know I can flip. Sorry,
Rich just put your link in. Thank you, Rich. Rich just put
thank you,
his link in. Thank you, Rich. That's great.
Yeah, cheers. I think there's another question. Someone put something about Ian Smith. Have you found slower sales on eBay in the last month? How many items do you list on every week? Yeah, I think on the whole, I think sales have been pretty low. Well, they are and they're not. There's a lot of people who seem to be, smashing it still. I wouldn't say, I don't know. I'd have to really sort of look into it. I haven't had lots of massive big sales, but a lot of my, how can I put it, lower end stuff going. So stuff that I was thinking, oh, that's going to be sitting around for a while, that seems to be going. And I might not be making a lot of profit on it, but I'm happy because it's going. And then that's going to enable, that money coming in and that profit is then going to enable me to hopefully spend it on better things. So it's not stuff that I regret buying, but things that, how can I put it? They're not very profitable. They're not very exciting. but it all adds up. Do you see what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course.
But yeah, I think I think the majority of people have said sales are lower this month. But yeah, it's all part and parcel of it. You can't really, I don't get down about it. I don't worry about it or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well. I think as well with sales. I mean, just seeing Nightlife actually. Richard just put. I had about 9 small sales the last 2 or 3 days to pack tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've had small sales, but not anything that I could be great sales. I mean, I've had a Michael Kors jacket on there for the last 3 weeks, and it's proper Michael Kors jacket, but nobody's looking at it. You know what I mean? And things you don't look at it. And I think as well with eBay is your pictures have got to be really good, but not only that, you've got to have people find it as well. Sometimes, because when you think about when you've got so many people looking on eBay every single sort of minute of the day. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so many. It's flooded market, a lot of it, some of it. So you have to obviously have your standout pictures. Your actual keywords, obviously in the listings and things like that. So
I do think it's weird. I've put things on there like, I don't know, jigsaw puzzles, and people have bought mine over cheaper ones. And I can't work it out. The only thing I can think is because they're looking at it and thinking, oh, he's a business seller. Maybe they watch me and think, oh, he seems an all right bloke. I don't know. Because I had someone buy a shirt off me. I'd only listed it for 3 hours and it sold.
Yeah.
And I messaged him I always message when someone buys something. I always message them to say, it's going out tomorrow or whatever. Just out of courtesy. And he messaged back, really nice message. And he obviously watches me because he said, oh, you're a lovely guy, blah, 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 words to that effect. And I thought, well, has he bought that simply because he thinks, he's all right, he's a genuine bloke? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can put some of those sales down to, is that, because some of the sales don't make sense really. But
I know what you mean. I mean, there are certain certain clothes. I think vintage clothes as well. I mean, vintage clothes for me personally, I put on vintage clothes and they sell within a few days. Vintage seems to be very much in. I mean, I remember picking up a tea dress last year. It was 1940s tea dress, and it sold within 3 hours.
Really? So that's really good.
And I think it's what people are looking for, but actually it was somebody bought it. It was just for a prop for a TV series. So and that's what people do. So I find eBay a really good platform for lots of things, really. So what did Richard just say? I sold a vintage Shire horse and cart ornament today for £35 plus postage. That's my best sale in a couple of weeks. That's fantastic, Rich. Well done.
Yeah,
well
done.
Good. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, the thing is that, it ticks over for me with eBay. Do you know what I mean? It's not as though I'm not making any money. It's just that I can remember this time last year, there was more money being made. And I don't know whether it could be because of what's going on at the moment. People are tightening their belts a bit because obviously what's happening, things are going up, things like that. This all makes a bit of a difference, to people's spending habits.
Yeah. There is that you have got to look into, obviously, with when we had lockdowns and everything, that completely, like the market for jigsaw puzzles and ball games just went absolutely mental, during lockdown and everything. And it's like now, it can work both ways, because somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, are you worried that you're not going to sell stuff because people are worrying about money?" But then on the other hand, do people want to get in their car, waste petrol to go shopping when they could just sit at home and order something?
Something online.
I think it works both ways. And personally, I'm not at all worried. Like I say, I think it has been slow this month. but you've got to have the right things. You've got to be selling the right. If you're listing something and there's like 100 of them on there, you ain't going to get, unless you're completely lowering the bottom end price. You ain't going to get a quick sale because there's too many others on there. Do you see what I mean? So I just see the message there about Le Crusoe casserole dish, dumpster diving Debs.
Oh, Debs,
I got given a large Le Crusoe casserole dish for free the other day, but the knob is missing. I mean, you can order the knobs, because people will sell smashed up ones and just sell the knobs, so to speak. So, yeah, I mean, if I got given one for free.
So that must be a vintage one that she's got, because the vintage ones were the ones that had the knobs on them. The ones now that you get, the actual the newer ones, they're more like the ceramic sort of lid kind of look, aren't they? So yeah, that's really good. Yeah. I would definitely invest in trying to get one, because they do go for a lot of money, especially if it's the volcanic as well. I don't know what colour it is, but if it's the volcanic orange one, that's the kind of like one that goes to red to sort of orange. They're really collectible.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, definitely.
I picked up a loaf one, a loaf Cruet, the Cruet, and I picked up a charity shop for £5 and sold it for like 60 quid on eBay. So they definitely are worth picking up.
Yeah, definitely worth. Yeah, definitely worth. They're definitely on the the lookout for list. Definitely under the BOLO list, as it were.
BOLO list, yeah. So is there anything really unusual you've ever picked up that you can think of?
Anything unusual?
Yeah, that's kind of like out of the ordinary that you think, or maybe that will sell, and it's gone for a really good price. Or
I'm just trying to think. I'll tell you what the maddest. I think it's quite a funny story.
Brilliant, Rick. Well done.
I think one of the maddest things was so this was probably, when was this? This was probably September last year, and I went to a charity shop, and I was looking. I had my young daughters with me. They were looking at all the toys, and in where the toys were, there was a box of top trumps. And I picked it up, looked at it, and it was it was just a cardboard box. It wasn't like the plastic, like the normal thing. And it was it was titled the Pub Industry Awards 2018.
Right.
So and I'm looking at it, and it's just basically it was a load of pub landlords. So I cottoned on that obviously this had been made solely for this event. But it was 50p. So I thought, well, 50p, I've got nothing to lose. And when I looked inside, it was all sealed. So I had no idea. I looked up on eBay, couldn't find anything about it. I Googled it, there was just nothing. So I thought, well, let's stick it on for 40 quid just for a laugh, because I just had no idea. And it sold within half an hour.
Wow.
So I sat there thinking two things. One, bloody hell, what a markup. And then I'm sitting there thinking I could have got more for it. I reckon I could have got more for it.
Wow.
But you don't know, do you? Because it's a one-off thing.
No, you don't. No, that's the thing.
But then the funny thing was, I went back to the same charity shop a week later, and they had another set of the same top trumps, and it was sealed. So I got that home, and I stuck it on eBay. I doubled it. I went to £99.
Yeah.
But in an hour, someone offered me 85.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
All I can say is, if you ever see the pub industry awards, or just an unusual top trumps that's probably limited to like 100 or something stupid like that,
yeah,
and it's a good price, then bloody pick it up. But that's probably the weirdest, most unusual, shocking buy, that you just don't expect.
Yeah.
Don't expect it to happen.
Has anybody in the chat ever picked up anything as well? Anything like unusual that they thought that people sort of like don't think they, because like I say, Chris has just said about picking something up like that. I mean, I wonder if anyone else in the chat has actually picked something up. Oh, somebody's put here, I bought a Cruet pot stand for £10 and sold it for 220. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. On the lookout for another one. I bet you are. I'll be on the lookout for one as well. Cruet pot stand for £220. That is amazing. Well done.
Yeah. I thought a lot of people knew about Le Crusoe now, but
hi Tom.
Clearly not, to be honest. But Chris Tyler, if I can't find a price, I put in an auction first. Yeah, see, that was what I did with this vintage watch. So you probably haven't heard the story, but I got given this vintage watch by my parents who were going to chuck it out. It had no markings on it. And I don't know why, but I didn't even think to open it up. I don't ask me why. So I listed it at 99p auction, starting price 99p, unmarked vintage watch, and I had an offer for £5 for it on Friday night.
Right.
And I thought, well, I'm going to look to see who this person is who's given me the offer. And blow me down, he's a vintage watch seller. So I'm thinking, well, why is he offering me £5? He obviously knows more than I know. And that's when I took it off the auction and put a thing out on Instagram. And that's when Ricky Resales picks up on it and then tells me that I've got, a 1925 Art Deco watch. You know what I mean? That's worth 150, 200 quid.
Exactly.
So that's the only risk with putting auctions out, is it can go, if you don't realise what you've got, it can go for lower. And I have put, when I wasn't, right at the beginning of all this, I did a lot of auctions. And I think I messed up. I should have been patient and I should have just put stuff out at a price I thought it should go for, rather than putting them to auction. But it all depends how desperately you want the sale and how quick you want the money.
Well, exactly. I suppose. I mean, I personally do a lot of auctions. I mean, I'd have tried buy it now a few times, but I do sometimes put buy it now for a few items, but mostly mine are auctions because I have so much stuff on anyway each day. People just going to go through anyway. Daniel Palmer put mechanical wine pourers. Obviously, mechanical wine pourers are quite one to look out for then, because you keep putting this on for a few times. Rich has put the chair Freddie Mercury sat in the Queen Going Slightly Mad video. Wow, that's impressive.
He sold that?
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I think his brother and him, unfortunately, his brother died, unfortunately, but him and his brother, they did film. He was more film and things like that. So film props.
Right.
Brad
Pitt's jacket from Fury. Loads of unusual stuff.
There you go. So, he does a lot of film props and everything. So Daniel's also. I also sell bags of bottle caps to crafters for £30 per 1,000 plus postage, and often get good sales. Yeah.
I saw something on Instagram the other week. I can't remember who it was, but someone said about like the old Scrabble letters, like the original vintage Scrabble game.
Oh yeah.
Rather than sell the game, you just sell the letters and craft. People that are into crafting and creating things use the Scrabble letters for that. I would never even thought about it, to be honest, but.
No, people do use things for different things, don't they? I mean, obviously,
it's amazing what people will buy. Really, it's just,
Yeah, I mean, Porky's just put here. I bought a box of postcards for £5 before lockdown 1. one in there of Shifnal Church, Shropshire, went for £51. Wow.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Incredible postcard. Do you know what I mean? That is just incredible. Chris has put, never sold postcards, need to try them. Yes, Chris, do. I just started, there was Chris had said it went right before me, but I'm sorry, Chris. But yeah, I used to live near Chris. So Chris said to me, I used to live in Yorkshire. So yeah, not far from him. So I just like got that in. Yeah.
Yeah, to remember that. Yeah, it was never a fool. That's what I mean. There's so many things you just don't realise. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like I say, like that watch. You know, like I say, it just goes to show you're learning all the time. Something as simple as not opening up a watch to see what's. I just didn't even think about it. Just did not even think about it.
No. Well, that's it. And I think sometimes you just don't think about it like that. I mean, I know, for instance, my mum, for instance, she wanted me to sell a watch for her on eBay. And she said to me, "Oh, just put it on, put it on for like a £5 or whatever, it's just to help your dad get something, And I was like, okay. But when I actually looked and I researched it first because it had like 18K on it on the back.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be 18 karat gold. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a vintage watch, and it sold on it. And the thing is, when you see people come on watches, that's what always gives it away.
Yeah.
Because you get watches come on, and sometimes get like 10 watches. I've got 10 watches on this watch. And I'm thinking, well, I've got 10 watches on this watch. Do you know what I mean? That's a bit weird. And so I got it valued at the local jewellers first, and they said to me, "You've got a really good watch there. It's worth about nearly 200 quid at least." Oh. So. And it was a Swiss movement one as well. It was like 1930s. It was a gold one, but it was, but I still managed to sell it on eBay, and got a good profit for it. So, for my mum. And also they didn't just have a few things, they managed to go out for dinner and everything else on that money. So they were quite happy. So yeah.
Yeah, I picked up because I went over there Monday, and my mum said, "Oh, we're going to clear out in the attic, so go and help yourself." And my last YouTube video is called Cash in the Attic because, like I say, I got those watches and there was various other things I picked up.
Yeah.
A right old mixture of stuff. But it's like, it was good stuff. So yeah. Tam and Bellsale, thanks for putting the channel.
Yeah. Judith has just said that she just subbed to you, Chris, so that's good.
Oh, well done, thank you.
Thank you, Judith. When you say like Cash in the Attic, that's definitely, also there used to be a program called Cash in the Attic, didn't there? That's what made me like think about it. But there is so much stuff in attics, isn't there? And the thing about it is that it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
I mean, how many attics have we got probably in the whole country where things are just sitting in the attic?
Yeah.
And they're just like,
people, it's crazy. It's crazy. And as a reseller, it's another. Well, not another. It's. I didn't mention this when I did that tops tips video. I was going to mention this, but if you can get in with like a house clearance person, and cut out the middleman, because the thing is, a lot of them, they're getting paid to take away. It's not crap, but they're being paid to basically take away what someone's classing as a load of rubbish, and being paid to do it. And they're probably gaining, a grand's worth of stuff, but they can't be bothered to sell it on.
No,
they might do the boot sale, but then they're going to be selling at boot sale prices. But if you can get in, with a house clearance person and say, look, as soon as you've done house clearance, let me have first dibs. I'll give you a good. And I am trying to do that. Do you know what I mean? I've got a mate of mine he does house clearances, but So I mean, I've said to him, he knows what I'm doing, and I've said to him, the offer's there. So I'm just sort of waiting to see what, because I said, I could publicise his service as well, because he's like, I don't know how old he is, but he's not got social media or anything like that. So I said to him, I can help you, you can help me. But he didn't even have a clue. I was saying to him, he showed me like his garage, and I was like, they're worth X amount, that's worth X amount. He didn't have a clue.
But that, I think that's what it's all about anyway, with like networking, isn't it? With networking with people. I mean, like just like here as well with the reselling community, obviously, you know, helping each other, you know, finding out ideas from people, you know, sort of like tips and tricks and things like that. So I think that's what it's all about. Networking is definitely, you know, definitely really good. I mean, I think Rich would sort of like probably know this as well, but in Ford Car Boot, you have a lot of people that are house clearances.
Yeah.
So they go there and they're not really that bothered. I mean, you know, I've picked up stuff. Well, I've just been going, and there's this guy sort of like said to me, like, I remember like a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, oh, I was just looking at it, and he went, oh, I'm leaving soon. Do you want to take it for £1? And there's like vintage sort of like 1920s cufflinks in there, you know, that I just like shined up a bit. Do you know what I mean? And they're like gold and silver. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't really care, because all they want to do is literally just, you know, get rid of it, because they don't want to take it home with them. So, you know, you can get some really, really good bargains. And I tend to go sort of like halfway through, because halfway through you've been round maybe twice. And then at the end, people just want to get rid of their stuff, so they'll put it up for free. You know, so you get stuff for free as well, you know, right? You can get some really good stuff.
But the guy that I've only been to one boot sale this year, that was 2 weeks ago, and there was a house clearance bloke there. And he basically he was pulling out boxes and boxes. There was nothing was organised. It was just piles and piles of stuff. And he basically said, it's all free, but make a donation. I'm going to put the money towards a, you know, Ukrainian charity.
Yeah.
You know, and there was people, I'll be honest, there was people there helping themselves and just walking off, which I thought was, you know, disgusting. Do you know what I mean? Even if you give the bloke a couple of quid, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But from his stall, I paid £1 for this Olympus camera, which is going to be about a $1, and a video player I paid £1 for, which is going to be about 50 quid.
Yeah.
You know, so it just goes to show that was just two things that I had off of him. You know, and he's and in the past he's been up there before, and he had a boxed video player, brand new. And I couldn't believe that no one else had picked up on it.
No.
And I said to him, what do you want for that? So I was thinking, you're looking probably 30, 40 quid. And he was like, no, tenner. And you know, it's like for a brand new VHS recorder, you know, it's just bonkers. Yeah. But he was happy, he got rid of it. I made a nice profit on it. And
it is. Yeah. It is bonkers. I mean, I picked up a few weeks ago, you know, the Status Quo 1970, whatever it was. It was just like a patch, you know, you put on your thing, and you think to yourself, well, that's not really worth a lot. I put it on eBay, you know, like, and it sold like for 35 quid, and you're thinking, just for like, you know, but because it was Status Quo, and because it was actually, you know, it was so obviously part of maybe a tour or something in the 1970s. Yeah, definitely. Music memorabilia does sell well too, and I do like music memorabilia. But I don't tend to I used to pick up loads of CDs and DVDs and things like that, but I've stopped doing that now because it seems to have fallen out of the market now. I mean, you know, obviously there's certain CDs that you can, you know, sell for quite a lot of money, but you really have to have the real know and be in the know to do things like that, I think. But you know,
it's a big field, isn't it, to look through. You know, you go into a charity shop, you'll see about 300 CDs there. Do you want to waste a good half hour literally going through every single one, checking them? You know, it's not really, you know, it's not really worth it. But it's each to their own. You know, if you've got the time and you're willing to, you know, make a fiver, you do it. Do you know what I mean? It is literally each to their own. It really is each to their own.
No, definitely, yeah. I think I do think obviously with your time and stuff, especially as a reseller, you have to sort of like work out again with your time and things like that, because obviously I know from my point of view, especially as being a full-time reseller now, is that you have to sort of like break up your day and make sure that you do things, make sure you list, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, because if you don't, you know, you can get into a routine and think, oh, I'll list tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. You know what I mean? And then I'm thinking, no, got to do it today. Got to do it today, because it's like, it's your business, isn't it? It's your livelihood, and you know, you got to kind of like, you know, make your money. So yeah, you know, you have to push yourself. So yeah, and I must admit, when I first started doing it full time, that's the thing I found difficult. But I've kind of got into it now. But that was my I think that was my most difficult thing when I first started full time, which was only a few months ago. You know, that I had to push myself every day to list, because you know, and I've still got I've got a death pile up. It's so bad upstairs. I keep looking at it going, oh my god, I've got to get stuff on, I've got to get stuff on, you know. And it's like, it's just a constant thing. And then I think, oh, I'll just go to the charity shop, I'll just go to the card boot, you know, I'll just pick that up, and then of course you pick everything up, and then you still got all that stuff upstairs.
That's it. I know. It is. I mean, I try and get into the habit of, if I can, sort of like, if I do a charity shop haul, I'll try and get it photographed and listed the next day if I can. That's my aim. And obviously I've got a young family, so I have to work around them. So I'm looking, you know, I'm timing it, and I'm thinking, right, okay, well, you know, get school run out of the way, and then it's literally like, you know, 9 o'clock, 9:30, I'm bang on it, doing my photos and then doing everything else, so that it's out of the way then for the evening. And then obviously if I'm doing my YouTube videos, I've got to make sure I do them preferably with no one in the house. So it is sort of a bit of a juggling act, but.
Okay. We've got about 5 minutes left, guys. If you've got any questions at all for Chris, please ask him now.
Fire away.
Yeah, because we're just about to wrap up soon. Just to see if we missed any questions, because we were talking.
Yeah, I was trying to see.
I missed some. Oh yeah, they're talking about the postcards. I might look that into myself, actually.
Yeah.
Postcards, because I have picked up postcards before, especially I like vintage stuff. So the vintage is really like. I think the thing about me is that I just love it. I just love going into a charity shop or onto a car boot, and I could look all day. Honest to God, if the car boots were open all day, I'd be looking there all day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just love it. And I will sort of like, you know, really like go into a box or something, whereas some people just walk past it. Do you know what I mean? But you think, well, you know, if you don't go into there and you don't find it, do you know what I mean? Chris, any tips for YouTube success? You are smashing it so far, bud.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say I'm smashing it by any stretch. I don't know. I don't know what to say, really. I think I'm doing all right. I wouldn't say I'm smashing it, but I don't know. I think I'm just me. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be flash with it. I'm not going over the top. You know, if I go out and get any footage, I'm literally just using my phone. Yeah. So obviously it's a smaller, because I can't go into a charity shop and be like that, because it's obvious. No. So I'll be like this. So I'll have it this way, and then obviously the footage that comes back is it's not full screen, because it's obviously not that way. So I haven't got a GoPro camera. The footage is very raw, I suppose. And sometimes I don't bother putting any of that on there, because it's just, to me, it's just rubbish. Right. I don't know. I'm shocked. One of my videos has had like 6,500 hits, and I don't understand why. But I know it got shared around. A couple of people shared it, but even still, I don't quite understand. But I just think just do what you do. If you, and as long as you're enjoying it, just do it how you want to do it, so you're enjoying it. That's the only thing I can say. The questions are coming in.
Coming in now.
Yeah, I was just a support / care worker for adults with learning disabilities. Was my full-time employment, and and unfortunately, because of the vaccination mandate, they decided they were going to terminate my contract because I refused to have the jab. So I basically lost my job because of that. So that forced me into reselling. Do you find it is mainly Premier League football shirts?
Market.
My motto with football shirts is, if it's £5, get it. Don't matter what team it is, whether it's Premiership. Some of the rare ones, I mean, like your Scottish teams, even non-league sides. I've got a couple of Weymouth shirts. I've got one of them on there for like £90 because it's that rare and it's brand new with tags. So yeah, my motto with any football shirts, rugby shirts, if it's sort of like around the £5-10 mark, you won't lose your money. Put it that way, you will not lose your money. So it's a no-brainer. There's no gambling on that one because you're guaranteed to at least get your money back.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever happens. What's your biggest
sale? Unusual sale.
I had one recently. It was on one of my recent videos. I just plugged that. But yeah, it was a painting. I bought a painting for $4.99.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Charity shop, and it sold for £299.
Yeah, amazing.
That's my biggest sale, I think. Yeah, that's the biggest one so far. I did pick up a chess set, an electronic chess set. I can't think what the guy's name is, but it's like he was a famous Russian chess person, and it was an electronic one. It was from the mid-90s. And I paid £2 for that. That actually went for about £230.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. Question: how come you refused the jab, Chris? Just personal choice. Personal choice. My wife didn't want me to have it. Physically, I'm healthy. I'm fit. And throughout the whole of the COVID situation, I worked throughout all of it. I was working, 35 hours a week, going here, there, and everywhere, mixing in different households, and I never caught it once. I never had a day off sick. And to me, I countered it by looking at my lifestyle. And I for the moment COVID started, I was taking vitamin D, vitamin C on a daily basis every morning, and I can honestly say I haven't been sick. I haven't been ill. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Do you see what I mean? So, I'm not saying, it's each to their own. You do what you want.
I just think it's a lottery anyway, because if you've had, I've had the jabs. I've touched wood, never got it yet. But the thing is my daughter had all her jabs and she still got it. So
I'll be honest with you. Two weeks ago, I woke up on a Sunday morning and I felt hot and cold. I felt tired. And this is interesting actually, because we'd been to Butlins the week before, and I never bothered to take my vitamin D with me or my vitamin C because I just thought it's hassle. I don't have to be doing that. I'm on holiday. So for the first time throughout all of this, I stopped taking it. Right. We come back on the Friday. The Sunday, I woke up feeling like crap. So, the Monday, I still felt rough. I felt tired. And Tuesday, I tested positive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but from that day onwards, I was all right. So I literally had 2 days where I felt rough. To me, it was no worse than a cold, really. To me, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting that I picked it up, on the week that I stopped taking my, I don't know, maybe it's coincidental. I don't know. But I just didn't want to, I didn't feel like, and I still don't think I'm a threat to anybody more than anyone else.
No.
And I had to take, the wishes of my family. My wife didn't want me to have it. I know people who had side effects, including a co-worker, sadly, who will never work in care ever again because of what she suffered. So, you just weigh out. It's life, isn't it? You weigh out the pros and cons.
It is.
And that was that really. So I was, sorry to leave my job, but I went out with my head held high because I know I was good. I know I was good at it, and they'd have me back tomorrow if they could, but.
Well,
good on you. Thank you, AA. Appreciate that.
Just tell everyone your YouTube channel and your Instagram. Anybody can get hold of you, or just
okay. So YouTube. If you just go on YouTube and search the Dorset Dad Reseller, and obviously from there you'll pick up my Depop and eBay accounts. My Instagram's on there. I think the Instagram is just the Dorset.dad. Yeah, I'm not on there all the time. I try and post a bit on like on a daily basis, and I'll try and bring a bit of humour into it. Do you know what I mean? There's a few silly videos of me modelling things, and
yeah.
I try and it's not just constant. Oh, I bought this, I bought that. I try and mix it up.
Well, thanks, Chris, for coming on. It's been really interesting.
That's all right.
Everybody's had found some tips and tricks and things, because it's been absolutely amazing. You've it's been great. Just a quick
if anyone wants to message me on Instagram and stuff, do you know what I mean? I'll always reply. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of these people who's really big time who thinks, I'm not replying to them. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy chatting to people, so it's
Yep. Just message Chris. Just a quick one before I leave, guys. Next week, I have got Rural Squirrel on. For anyone that doesn't know her name's Kristen, and she's from Denver, Colorado. So she's coming on, and she's a reseller, and has her own YouTube as well, channel and things like that. So so she's coming on next week, so that'll be good. We look forward to that. As I say, Chris, thanks very much. Thanks for coming along. Really, really nice of you.
That's all right. So if you're ever stuck for anyone, you want me to come on again, just give us a shout.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll be calling on you again, Chris. Definitely. You've been absolutely fantastic. You've given such good advice as well. Just really glad that you came on. And everyone can get in touch with Chris. I'll be still in touch with Chris as well.
By all means.
All right then. Well, thanks very much. Thank you, Judy. Said it's a good interview. Cheers, Chris and Amanda. Thank you, Corky. Thanks, Ian. He's just subbed to you as well. Ian,
thank you. Feel free. Sub away. Spread the word.
Yeah, night's life as well. Things like that. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. You can stay on, Chris, for a minute. I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Good thing. I'm just going to end the live. Okay. Thanks very much, guys. Really, really enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.